Okay, here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Q&A with Geremy Robinson, owner and head coach of Team Open Court Basketball Youth Club, director of Oahu Youth Basketball League. He's also director of Hawaii Senior Classic All-Star Basketball Game, director of Nike Basketball Camp, and the owner of Hawaii Swish Professional Basketball Team, which is going into its third season coming this October 2019. Mr. Robinson, how does it feel having so many titles in the basketball world?
It's a whole lot. I'll tell you that now. But I appreciate every moment of everything that I've created, and especially the people around me that makes it a good positive thing. It's always good having people around you that supports what you're doing, and we move forward along. So with all the titles, there is what it is. The main thing is basketball, and that's my thing. So I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, I know, knowing you personally, I can say that each one of your directorships, if you want to call it, they're pretty successful. So it's like time management. How do you manage all of that?
Well, again, you have a good people at every level for everything around you, and people willing to help, because there's sometimes some things coincide to where it's the same time for something, and I have somebody to help out. So that, like I said, that's very, very important to all of our programs. Having the right people in place that can put that time in. But other than that, I think everyone knows I'm up really late at night doing work and coming up with different ideas and things like that, and tending to all the different ventures that I have going on. So that's basically the main thing with it. That just gotta, I guess, it's more of not having a lot of rest, like, per se. I guess you want to say that.
Right,
But it's worth it to me.
Understand.
Yeah, it's worth it to me.
Your youth basketball league, OBL. That's. Can you tell me about that?
Oahu Basketball League started that in 2013. The reason I started Oahu Basketball League, of course, you guys know I have an eye for having the right thing done with the sport. But what happened that led me to starting the league was one of my varsity team, my 17U team at the time. They was in the championship of a league. I'm not going to name any names or do anything like that, but they was in the championship of a league. Some may know, and we got cheated really bad in that league in the championship game, and I couldn't see the type of person I am. There's no way I could have my team play in that league again, knowing that I've got cheated before. But so that was one of the two reasons. The other reason was speeding up the gameplay. Of course, OBL, there's no zone defense.
Right, that's true.
So development, and it speeds up the game. It helps players with reaction. With reaction. So if you watch OBL game, it's very action packed. It's up and down, and players have to think, and they can't stand, and so on and so forth. That was the second reason. But they both was two main reasons. But that second reason, that first reason was one. I just couldn't have that. And only up to date, we're in 2018. There's been only one technical foul in OBL. That's all. One. And I kind of handpicked the teams that I want to play in the league. Just want good-spirited, good coaches that's about the kids, development, no matter what, and just good things so far.
So is that how does it also coincide with parents picking the right kid for the right program?
Well, the league and the program thing is different. what I would tell parents, I would always tell parents, just like anything else you would do, you would take your kid to a doctor or whatever it may be. You want to get the most experience and the right type of doctor, so you're going to do your research. With this, a lot of, especially here in Hawaii where we're at, it's not expected to have a lot of experience for coaches, to have coaches. So there's a lot of parents that, of course, again, there's not a lot of parents that's athletes also. We can't expect every parent to know athletics, to be an athlete. So they just listen instead of do their research. There's so much research out there now, and it's easier. So you don't have to listen to word of mouth. You can type in things on the internet, and you can see who has the most credibility, per se, with everything. And, also I would like to say, especially if you're paying club dues or paying club thing, you want to ask the coach, what's the bottom line for my son or daughter? What can this club do? And what has this club or whatever team or whatever has done for their players in the past? Because you can see those things.
Yeah, that leads into my next question about Team Open Court. How is that beneficial to players versus other teams?
Team Open Court, just like we can back it up a little bit. I was getting into that a little bit. Team Open Court, and I said it last night. I wouldn't be doing this if I couldn't help. I just wouldn't be doing it for anything, for nothing. If I wasn't experienced at it, I wouldn't be doing it. There's a lot of coaches, there's good guys, and so on and so forth. But this is for players looking forward to playing on another level. So my program is actually a college prep program, and again, you can look it up. We put players in college. Maybe the only club who's put players in college personally from phone calls and so on and so forth, helping our players out, and that's what it's for. But still, on the other hand, it takes the parents to do their due diligence and give them the practice no matter what. So to hone that stuff, and like you say, that the parents hold the coaches responsible. The coaches have to hold the parents responsible also for getting them there, and the no excuse rule. So when I was growing up, there was a no excuse rule for my team, my AAU team, because all of us had potential too. So there's no excuse. Homework, we had to go to practice and do. We had to figure it out. Just like when you step your first day, you step on college campus, you gotta figure it out. You're gonna have homework later. You're gonna have practice. So there's actually no excuses when you do those things. So with my program, it's the same approach because it builds a sense of regularity when you're doing it. So if they're doing it from young, they'll be used to it by the time they get to a certain level.
Yeah, that's good teaching. Anything else you'd like to add? What else type of credentials do you have to bring to the table as a coach?
Well, as a coach, I understand with as much as I played a lot of places professionally and so on and so forth. So, and I've been in a lot of situations. I've been in every situation you can imagine. I've been in a situation where it was favoritism. I've been in a situation where I was the total favorite. So, the feelings of players, I understand. I can tell situations, and I know those situations where they can thrive in as players. Again, when you're dealing with youth, it's about their development, and it's not only on the court, it's off the court too, and more so off the court, because they have to have a certain attitude to develop and get better. So what I bring to all of my players as a coach is total development, and I understand, and I can literally truly mentor them because I've been through those situations on and off the court. So I'm telling them from a standpoint to where it's I've been through it, so I can tell them, hey, this is that, that's that. I can see those things before they go down those roads, go down those paths.
I've been knowing you for a few years now, so I can actually see that you're a very impactful person, especially when it comes to basketball here in Hawaii. Do you feel like you're one of the most impactful people? I know you've done a lot for people that I know when it comes to basketball.
Well, I mean, that's for the community to say. That's not for me to say. I mean, I would let my work speak for itself. I know I have an impact. Again, that's for others to say if I'm the most impactful. I would hope to be, and I aspire to be, because of everything I do with this. I want to inspire you, and I want to inspire our community as well to look at this sport of basketball as another engine, just as they look at football and volleyball. Um, because we don't want any kids left behind struggling because they can play basketball, but Hawaii is not a basketball thing, so it's pretty much looked over. I'm definitely looking to change that. I've been working and going really hard to make some changes in that, because there are so many players out there that can play, but the right things have to happen for them. And again, it goes back to the parents doing the right thing and understanding what it would take for that player to develop to become a next level player.
June, I think, Nike basketball camp. Could you share some information about your Nike basketball camp coming up?
That's coming up in a month, and those numbers, man, those numbers are reaching up there. I think we have right now, I think we're 55, 53 or something. I can't remember. Yeah, we have 55, 53 camp. We have our work cut out for us right now. Looking to add more solid counselors for Nike camp is at Manoa. It's June 12th through the 16th. So that's I want to say Tuesday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Manoa. And this will be our 5th Nike camp. And they all have been successful, and their total skill workout, but for any skill level, but their total skill, it's total skill. If you're working with me, it's a skill level thing. There's a lot of fun and games involved as the week goes by. But Nike camp brings a lot of excitement, and it helps a lot of parents when they're at work and their kids, or something for the kids to do for at least a week during the summer.
I've been living in Hawaii for quite some time, and there's a lot of different cultures and nationalities and ethnicities that live here in Hawaii. Does your club exemplify that?
Oh yes, oh yes. Of course, there's gonna always be more of some than other or whatever, but it's definitely not a discrimination thing. Team Open Court is here for everybody, no matter what. And I want to speak on something because I heard something very disturbing from one of my assistant coaches. It was disturbing, but it was like, okay, I mean, he was saying that, a lot of locals like to stick with the locals. I wouldn't want to go down that path like that because it's basketball. I mean, if you go down a discriminated pathway, that's, we want to steer away from that. But it actually disturbed me, so I had to say, I wanted to share that with everybody that, that was told to me. But what, again, it goes back to what can be done for the player. I mean, if you stick local or any color or whatever, this is not politics. So it's basketball. Do you want if your son has the tools, a daughter, do you want them to go down the path so they can get somewhere with it, or do you want to do things politically or racially or whatever and then at the end of the day, there's nothing coming from that. Again, this is basketball, it's not politics. So that disturbed me that he said that, but he shared that with me because we was talking about something, and he actually shared that with me. And he was like, "Yeah, I mean, and he's a local guy, so I wouldn't say he was reaching for. Maybe he's heard that, or that's from what he's seen, but that's something I would like to stay away from because it's about the player being successful. It shouldn't be nothing about that. But if everybody's gonna do what they want, that they feel they have to do, but I wouldn't think that'd be the right thing, especially for a talented player, because it ends up being a waste of talent. And there's a lot of for basketball. There's a lot of wasted talent out here because of choices. I would say choices of programs or so on and so forth. Of course, some programs, you have the mothers or fathers coaching their kids, those are fine. Some programs are family oriented where the nephews are playing for their uncle and so on and so forth. But I would say that if they're talented in basketball, that's a gift. So being talented in basketball and having that gift, you don't want to leave nothing out, especially where we at, where I've heard from so many of my college buddies that they just not gonna look in Hawaii, no matter how talented, no matter what, because the competition level. And that's another thing, we'll talk about that later, the competition level and why it's like that here and so on and so forth. We have some catching up to do here. But again, I'm involved, I'm fully involved, and I want to be a part of the solution for basketball in Hawaii. And hopefully college coaches would come, because again, that disturbed me just like the other comment disturbed me. The comment from my college buddy that coaches, that disturbed me too, because I'm here and I'm working my butt off to help players here. So, it's an uphill battle, Keith. It's totally uphill battle.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the media and the fans?
Well, no, I mean, if I speak on Hawaii Swish, we're going into another season coming up. We're building. I'll say we're building. It's not the easiest thing from Hawaii because of everything, but again, me and my staff and everything, we see the bigger picture, and as we keep moving, the support we know is going to come in and keep moving. We just have to have people believe that we'll be here, and that's what we're working towards. So we're looking towards our third season coming up. We haven't lost a game yet. I'm proud to say that, and we're just looking to improve in all areas, staffing, and just want the right things to be done for the organization of the Swish. So we're looking, we're starting our schedule, looking for the schedule to start in October of this upcoming year. We're going to probably start training camp September. And also we have our Swish camps that'll be coming up in August. Swish basketball camps, which will be in partnership with, what's the name of that team?
Neil Phoenix
with
from
Neil Phoenix
JBL.
Of the JBL. So we're a good partnership with those guys, and they're bringing Japanese players and some Chinese players. Is it Chinese players?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, they're bringing some, both for that camp in August, and we'll get those things out. But community support is the only thing that'll make things go, and positive, being positive. So in doing this, of course, there's always going to be negativity. There's always going to be.
Yeah, that was my last question right there.
Yeah,
what about the negativity that you run into?
Well, I hear absurd things all the time that this coach said, somebody said. But
Is there anything you can?
just trying to compete?
Is there anything you can share that you would like to share?
Well, the most ridiculous thing is we've been kicked out of all the leagues. That's why I started my league. That's ridiculous. For one, if you know me, I don't even get technical fouls. I mean, it's about my play. It's not about me or anything. As far as on that front, that's just absurd. And I think a lot of rooms come from a lot of things said from other coaches or from other places or whatever. It comes from them having to compete. So if you're in a situation where you have to try and keep players, and I honestly think that's where it comes from. I don't think anything's personal towards me, but the more I move forward, the more, and I had to learn, the more I move forward, the more ridiculous stuff is gonna be said and so on and so forth, because and that's the thing that pushes me. It actually pushes me moving forward and getting things accomplished with basketball and everything. But I actually honestly feel, if you want to hear my feelings about that, it's just a thing of, some have to keep their players and programs intact, so they may say something that's off balance, that's not true, to keep players from looking into, or whatever, from looking into my program, because of, I think, we pretty much cover everything basketball wise here. So, you know, and
Everybody wants to win,
yeah.
and everybody's going to want to go to a winning program. So they're going to have to spread negativity to
You might
maintain
have to,
that.
basically, if you want to say it like that, they got to compete.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what you said. Is
Yeah,
there
if you
they
want to
need
say
they
it
need
like
to
that.
compete.
But it doesn't, it doesn't bother me. Some of the stuff I really have to laugh at. Some of the stuff is like really ridiculous. But that one thing is just one thing I'll share. The other stuff was just so ridiculous. You may think I'm just making some stuff up. So that's why this is the internet age, right? That's why this is the best. You can just type in and Google and you can listen to things and see news articles and see news things. You can see the proof. So that dispels rumors when you type in my name or you type in Team Open Court Basketball or whatever, versus typing in the person who said it or someone or whoever. You can see facts. So that's why I tell I want to tell all the parents or potential parents or whatever. Let's look at facts. Let's go off the facts. Let's make sure you do your due diligence. I tell every parent that calls me with their kid that wants to play in our club. Number one, I need dedication, and I need that loyalty and so on and so forth to make your player what he is to be, because we are a college prep program. That's bottom line. And then number two, I tell them I'm not going to sit here and talk you to death about me. I want you to look me up. I'm not going to sit here and say all of this stuff, and because it's easy to lie. I mean, this is not the NBA or anything, so it's easy to tell a parent anything and tell them this, that, and other. So I encourage all parents to just look up the background, look up what's going on, and look up what has been done, and so on and so forth. And then you go off of that. You want to go off of that. So, that's basically how I feel about, I guess, negative stuff. Try to turn it to a positive.
Well, that's a good attitude.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for your time, and wish y'all the luck. Good luck to Swish, Team Open Court. I know you all will be in Hilo June. What Team Open Court will be in Hilo? What day?
Our 11U, yeah, we're going to Hilo for a tournament June 8th through the 11th, 11U.